Hey everybody. So this video is just gonna kind of introduce Autodesk Forge. If you haven't played with it or don't really know what Autodesk Forge is, I'm hoping that this kind of brief introduction, and then by looking at a few examples, you kind of get an idea of how to leverage it. I really like Forge. The firm that I work at, we use BIM 360 a lot, which is built on on top of Forge. So there's a lot of things that we can leverage within Forge to make our processes and workflows more effective and more efficient. And it's an incredibly powerful tool in general. There's a lot of great things that you can do inside of it. So to start with it, the first thing we're going to look at, or we'll kind of just talk about the Forge API, or the different Forge API. So essentially, Forge is a set of web services APIs. A number of these I've gotten into, so BIM 360 API, data management. Design automation's pretty cool. You can automate a variety of different tasks. There's even ways to manipulate files within the Forge platform. So parametric elements, you can kind of flex those up there. You can build some pretty cool tools in the Forge platform, and these are the APIs that you would leverage to do that. Depending on what you're doing, you may reference one or multiple APIs. Typically, when you want to set up a Forge app, you have to create an app, and then from there, it'll allow you to choose what APIs you're going to use on that platform, and then from there, you can start to develop a tool. A great site to reference when you want to start building or looking into this stuff is just the Forge Autodesk site. So jump out there, you'll find this little window in the documentations part of that website. But it's a great resource. Just go out there and kind of start reading into different things. I would say, with my experience, I was able to, in the BIM 360 API, because we have BIM 360, I was able to kind of figure that out, at least doing some basic things, just doing some GET requests, some posts, different things like that within that API to just get information and to post information. Like I was able to create new projects automatically based off of a variety of things. It could be an input through like a UI, so a user could input some information, create a BIM 360 project that way. We could batch create BIM 360 projects. That's one example of like leveraging the BIM 360 API to automate different stuff. So each of these are pretty great, and there's some great information within them to learn more about. So definitely check those out. One example I got into was the Forge Viewer, which was a lot of fun. So I went through a tutorial actually to build this, and these are models within our firm. You can see there's some sample models, and then there's just this is a sample NWD a Navisworks file, and then up here you can see there's a DWG, and I can actually show you an example of that. So I'll go ahead and open that up, and we can just take a quick look at it. Alright, so here it is. I can click on one of these models and kind of pan around, do a variety of other things like explode it. If there's other documents within it, I can explore that. Like, for example, if we look at this NWD, we can expand this, and then we can look at other views. So if we go to this balcony view, it'll take us to it. So this is just your traditional, viewer, your Forge viewer. So just what you're familiar with inside of like A360, or I think it's called the Autodesk viewer, or just BIM 360 in general. This is kind of how this operates. So kind of the same settings. What's really cool with knowing kind of how to build this and build on top of it is that you can start to build custom workflows and custom UIs. You can leverage custom libraries like data visual libraries, so you can visualize the data behind this model itself. Which brings me to the next example, which is a Power BI Forge viewer. So what's really cool with this is there's a great tutorial, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Or it's more of a GitHub repo, and you can go out there and kind of download the different stuff they've got, and then try to build it yourself or try to leverage it in your Power BI. But I think this is a really great example of how powerful the Forge platform is. I mean, the fact that you can embed a viewer into it and then extract that data from that model to then be used within Power BI to make a really interactive dashboard, I think is really, really powerful. And so definitely check that out. That's actually something I'm trying to work on now. So if I actually get it to work, I'll hopefully share a video and then hopefully help you avoid some headaches, testing it yourself. This example is really, really cool. There's different models so you can upload models up here and a location where they're at, and with this, it's an interactive website. They leverage Forge. You can click on these different locations and then look at models through the Forge viewer. I think that's a really powerful way to kind of interact with models, interact with data. I think imagine if you're a client and you were viewing projects in that way. It would be really, really powerful. Really show your BIM capabilities, show your projects off in a unique and cool way. So it's definitely pretty amazing way to implement Forge. So that was it. Just a quick introduction to Forge, or Autodesk Forge, and the different APIs that kind of make up the Forge platform. And here are some resources I definitely recommend checking out. So this first one is, I'm just going to open it up, and then we can take a look at it. So this is a tutorial. You can just start at the beginning if you haven't done anything at all. I think this is really, really helpful. It'll show you how to create a app, get the client ID, and get the client secret and all that stuff, so that you can use it to start to create your own apps, to build your app. So it'll show you all that stuff. It'll tell you what you need to do, which this part is actually creating the app itself. And then down here, this is the tutorial that I kind of went through to build that one Forge viewer. This is the same thing. So from here you could actually go through it, and there's a few languages you could use. I used Node.js to kind of run everything. So I really like that. It was easy using Node.js. So if you do happen to go through this tutorial and you have any issues, let me know and I can try to help you. The next one, this is a great resource that I go out to quite a bit for at least the BIM 360 stuff and the data management stuff. I haven't found myself going out here too much for the viewer stuff yet because I'm still kind of learning that. But like if we go into the API reference here, all these are the HTTP specs, and what we can do is like drill into document management, documents, and then you can see here we can get information. What's really powerful actually is if we go into account admin, and then let's go into projects. Here, as an example, we can post projects. So as I mentioned before, we were able to, within my firm, create projects automatically by just a few inputs. As you could imagine, you could automate that by quite a bit. You know, if you had some accounting system that was tracking all your active projects and at what phases they were, you could have it automatically kick off, create a BIM 360 project, and then automatically initiate Revit models as well. So really powerful stuff. So definitely, check this out. It's a little overwhelming when you first get into it, but it's really not that hard. If this is a API that you are interested in, I would definitely recommend checking out Postman and looking into that. I think that'll give you a good foundation of what to expect when you get into this API. Data management is kind of the same thing. Not really, but it's what I mean by that. It has so what this data management API does is it allows you to kind of interact with other tools and leverage, kind of build integrated solutions. But there's an HTTP spec too in there. I haven't gotten here very much. I think I may have went in here and got a report of all the hubs. All the projects. But again, this is another API that allows you to take and build custom workflows. So definitely worth checking out. All of these are really great. I haven't dived into all of these yet. I plan on getting into design automation and the viewer one a little bit more. But anyways, feel free to reach out if you have any questions on any of this stuff. Make sure to check out the Discord channel if you haven't already. If you have any questions, feel free to post them on there. There's a Forge channel, so feel free to ask questions or just have chat about Forge and what you're building. Share your GitHub if you have one. There's some folks that already have done that, so you can definitely jump on there and check out their GitHubs. There's some great resources and some great things that you can leverage from those different repos. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully this kind of gave you an idea. It wasn't a very in-depth video, and the idea wasn't supposed to go very in-depth, but to give you kind of a foundation to build from, and then we'll move on from here and see what else we get into. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.